Hello, my name is Ben.
And my name is Josh.
And welcome back to FPL Graduates.
So, in today's video, we're going to be rating your team sent in to us via our Twitter. If you haven't already, go follow us at FPL Graduates.
Yeah, this is a video idea that we could potentially turn into a little series. You send us our teams and we'll rate them for you.
Definitely. And seeing how your team progress through the year and what options you need to be bringing in.
Okay, so the first team that got sent in was from Lethal Na Bizzle on Twitter. He sent us this team right here.
Yeah, so you guys can see he's playing a 3-5-2 formation. A lot of people decided to go for it at the back.
A lot of people going for it at the back. I would say I'm quite surprised, but I'm not, because there are a lot of premium assets in midfield.
Yeah, 100%. So he's got McCarthy in goal. Everyone's got McCarthy.
Yeah, I've got him as well, to be fair. Great pick, you can't really argue with that.
In defence, he's gone for Basham, Reece James, and Kyle Walker-Peters.
So obviously, he has watched the best FPL assets for Chelsea.
He definitely has.
Also out now, so make sure you check that out after this video.
So Basham in defence, he's obviously is the Sheffield United asset that he's chosen. Different to John Egan, because John Egan's ownership is I think nearly 20%.
Yeah,
which is ridiculous.
So he's gone a bit differential there, maybe to increase his overall rank from game week 1. So it's a smart move from him, to be fair, to put Basham in.
Definitely. The only thing I would say about the defence is that he's gone for a Southampton double up off the bat. I'd maybe get like a different defender in. I know Southampton are rotating really well with a lot of teams this year. On fixtures, so maybe
the fact as well, he's only got Nyland in goal and he's got Alioski and Saliba. Maybe it might be worth getting in potentially a Burnley asset in that defensive spot instead of Walker Peters.
Even Newcastle, they've got some good fixtures as well. Lascelles is at 4.5, so that's the only thing I would change out the defence, to be honest. I think Reece James is a good shout because it's his first proper season now. He's played a bit part.
Yeah, he will be playing a lot more this season, so that's a really smart pick from him. Although it is 0.5 million more than those cheaper assets, he will probably get attacking return, so good pick.
So moving on to midfield, we've gone with Salah, Aubameyang, Ziyech, Saint-Maximin and Mateus Pereira.
Wow, that is some midfield, I have to say. The only one which I'd be slightly concerned about potentially is Ziyech. Can he get straight down off the ground and running? Who knows? Yeah,
he's been training the most out of all the Chelsea new signings because he obviously signed first. So I imagine he should probably come into the team straight away.
Yeah, I'm loving the fact that he's picked Pereira as well. Good from him. Love to see it.
West Brom have some decent fixtures to start the season from game week 1 to 15. I think they only face 2 or 3 top 6 teams. So it's a good start for them. And if West Brom are going to do anything, it's probably going to be through him. So Maximin again, similar to Pereira, where he's. If anything Newcastle are going to do, it could be him. Matt Ritchie is another cheaper option though.
Yeah, the only thing that concerns me about the midfield, other than that Ziyech, is the fact that he doesn't have the budget enabler in that midfield to enable him to have potentially a better sub on the bench.
Yeah,
that's the only thing.
So moving on to attack, he's gone big, he's gone Harry Kane, and he's gone Timo Werner.
Yeah, looking at it even more, he's got so many big assets in there. He's managed to shoehorn them in, which is quite impressive. Kane, great choice. He is his captain, so Spurs have got a lovely set of fixtures at the start of the season, so it's a good pick.
The one thing that I can see is missing, and it could be catastrophe, is there is no Liverpool defender.
There is no Liverpool defender, you are very right. I think what he's done there is he's sacrificed that Trent Alexander-Arnold or Robertson in order to get one of the bigger hitters in midfield and attack.
Yeah, 100%. It's an interesting strategy. I like it because it's different and it can either pay off or it will go really bad.
Yeah, these sorts of teams could either go really well, or you could have 1 or 2 players miss out on starting 11 and miss a game. And then you've only got Alioski, Salavia or Brewster. All 3 may not even play the full 90.
Yeah, 100%. So I think maybe just have a recess of your 4.5 million options. Definitely get a Burnley one in. I know they don't play game week 1, but it's probably better than a Leeds asset because their fixtures are very difficult.
Yeah, so maybe have a little look in stat, but overall, pretty solid team.
So our second team that we're going to be rating today is from FPL Swan. All their social media links will be in the
check out FPL Swan. He does do some really good stuff on Twitter, lots of good threads, so make sure you check it out.
Yeah, 100%. So again, McCarthy in goal. Imagine my shock. At back five, we're seeing a 5-3-2.
5 in the back, very interesting.
Of Trent Alexander-Arnold, Vinagre, Saliba, Mitchell, and Thomas.
Wow, that is interesting. The fact he's gone Saliba, even though Arteta has said he's going to manage his minutes because he was injured at the back end of last season. So maybe that is one to look at as a potential transfer him out before the start of the season.
Yeah, I was thinking maybe, again, I think a lot of people are overlooking the Burnley defensive assets because they aren't playing week 1. Burnley are going to keep more clean sheets than Arsenal will, 100%.
Yeah, it's very interesting to see that he's placing confidence in his 4 million and 4.5 million defenders. He's got a lot of them in there, so good from you.
Yeah, I think Mitchell might be injured for Palace, or he's getting low minutes or something along those lines.
He may not get loads of minutes, but because Ferguson, I believe, is injured, he might come in.
Yeah, that's the thing, that there's 2 of them for Crystal Palace. One maybe you should look for is it Ben Johnson from West Ham. He's 4 million and he is actually currently playing first choice right back in pre-season for West Ham.
Yeah, it's difficult to find those £4 million assets that are going to play, so it could be decent. Another thing I've also noticed is you've got Leicester's Thomas. Very interesting indeed. If Leicester get a signing in at left back or right back, he will not be playing.
Yeah. So that would just be a tinkering job when or if they do sign anyone.
Yeah, it's an easy transfer out to get someone else in, so I wouldn't worry too much about that.
Justin will be playing until October at least because of Ricardo Pereira anyway. Midfield now, we're going for Mo Salah, Aubameyang and St Maximan. A strong midfield again. Everyone is just trying to get those 2 12s in at midfield.
Even after getting those 2 12s in, everyone seems to be getting St Maximan in. I don't know if he's going to get quite the output that the FPL community is expecting from him.
Yeah.
He didn't produce loads of points last season, so it could be a bit of a little hype thing going on.
I think it's more of a case of they like the way he plays and the way he looks. You know what I mean? He looks better than Armstrong. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's a creative player. He's very exciting and could be explosive, but will he get the points? And that is the big question. Will he get those returns in that Newcastle team?
I think someone who is being overlooked at 5.5 million in midfield is John Lundstrom. Okay, he's not a defender anymore, but he did score the most amount of goals out of anyone in that 5.5 million category. So maybe people need to start looking back at last season and seeing how effective he was.
Yeah, there's quite a few 5.5 million options, so it is a case of what do you prefer. Of course, you've got Saka in that £5.5 million bracket. Even if you go 0.5, you've got the likes of Pereira, Eze. You've got a few good options around there. So it's just a case of going with your gut on who you think's going to score more points, not going with what other people.
Yeah, 100%. And definitely seeing who breaks out as that emerging 5.5 or 6 million midfielder. So going into attack now, he's gone with Jamie Vardy and Timo Werner. He also does have Mason Greenwood on the bench. Obviously he won't be playing game week 1 as there is a blank for them. But it's interesting because then he'll probably go to a 4-4-2.
Very interesting because he could take out either one of them £4.5 million assets in defence. If they're not getting the minutes, you can guarantee at least 2 of them will probably get minutes. So it is a smart move from him. And now going through the team, we can now see the full strategy of what he's trying to achieve. Yeah,
he's definitely just taking the risk with the 4 million on the game week 1. Crystal Palace are at home to Southampton. You know they're not going to get absolutely scored on them.
Yeah,
so definitely a good shot. And then I think Jamie Vardy as captain against West Brom is a good choice. Vardy loves a goal against a newly promoted side and West Brom. If he doesn't score, I'll be sad because he's in my team, but I'll be surprised as well.
Yeah, I think he probably will at least score 1 on the opening day of the season. He does tend to like scoring against these newly promoted sides, so good pick. Good pick.
So moving on to our third and final team, it has been sent in by FPL Shay. Again, link to their Twitter is in the description. He's going with a 3-4-3 this time.
Yeah, another different formation, 3-4-3. Interesting that he's getting all 3 strikers into a starting 11.
Yeah, a lot of people turn their noses up at the 3 striker formation, but I think there could be some value there. I'm personally at the minute looking at like a 4-3-3, just mainly because I think it's just too expensive having 24, like a quarter of your budget tied up in 2 players. That's a lot of money. So he's gone with McCarthy in goal.
Similar theme yet again. McCarthy is a great pick.
His back 3 is no Trent. He's gone with Robertson, which I think is very interesting. We'll speak about in a minute. Connor Cody as the cheapest option out of that Wolves defence for clean sheets, and then the guy who I said, Johnson from West Ham, as that £4 million option.
Very interesting that he's picked Robertson over Trent Alexander-Arnold. He's gone for the 0.5 million cheaper option, get that invested elsewhere. But Robertson is number 1, I believe, on creativity for FPL.
Yeah, he produced more chances for Liverpool last year. It's just that Trent's chances got converted, and also Trent is on set pieces as well. So, like Trent takes one corner, Robertson takes the other, and then Trent takes the set pieces. So you'll see Trent. The main reason why people go with him is because he's got a goal threat as well.
But it is a good, interesting pick to have Robertson, because
definitely
at this point it's very differential.
Yeah, and it's definitely something I've thought about, because 0.5 can go a long way.
It can go a long way, and it can be the difference between having that premium asset you really want and then having to pick someone because you've only got that certain amount of money.
So in midfield, he's gone with Salah, Aubameyang and Saint-Maximin, as we've seen in literally, I think, all three.
Yeah.
So again, it's going to be high ownership for those players. You might want to look at that different 5.5, maybe even a different like 12. I know people will move off Aubameyang and Salah when the Manchester assets come through. So that's why every team kind of looks more the same now.
Yeah, a lot more Aubameyang and Salah assets, purely because of the Manchester teams missing out. I know I'm taking Aubameyang out after game week 2, so it is a case of just working out your strategy when you're going to bring in these Manchester City and Manchester United players.
I think someone that's being heavily overlooked is Sadio Mane as well. Like, obviously Salah has that great home record, but Mane is a fantastic player.
Mane has a great away record.
Exactly. I think they're away to Chelsea as well in the game week 2. It'll literally just be pick your poison between them two. But I think if you pick Mane at a lower ownership, you could make some ground on everyone else.
Definitely.
So his last midfielder is Heung-min Son at 9 million. Again, it could be a placeholder. I'm not sure. He is in my team for game week 1 anyway. He's easy to get from him to Bruno Fernandes or Rashford or Greenwood.
Yeah, he is a great player to have at 9 million. He's 1.5 million cheaper than the next premium asset, Harry Kane, and has the potential to get as many, if not more, points than him being a midfielder.
He's a massive explosive talent and definitely a good one to have off the bat. His 3 strikers he's gone for is Raul Jimenez, Danny Ings and Mitrovic, the boys from last season up top for him.
Yeah, it is some really interesting picks. Looking at Mitrovic, he banged in the goals last season, 6 million, he's probably worth getting in. Danny Ings is very interesting as well. He's not been phased by that £8.5 million price tag and he's still put him in. So maybe the reason why he hasn't got Trent is because he wants to get Ings in his team.
Yeah, it could be that. And then he's got Raul Jimenez. He's got Raul Jimenez up front at 8.5 million. I don't know about Raul Jimenez this year. Matt Doherty leaving to Spurs, it will reduce his goals. It's got to.
He's still on my team. I don't believe that Doherty's going to have too much of an impact on how many chances Raul Jimenez is going to have, because around him he has so many quality winners, and Wolves are not playing in Europe next season, I don't believe, either. So they're going to have more rest time between games. So I do think he's going to score more goals.
So on his bench, he's gone with the Nyland. He does have a Burnley defensive asset in Charlie Taylor, which is good. He's gone with Mitchell from Crystal Palace, and then also Stevens as that 4.5 budget enabler.
Yeah, some good options in there, especially the Burnley one. You got the Burnley one in early, making sure you have him. Great option to have.
Yeah. The only thing I think I would change in this team is potentially the strike force. I think you need...
It's a lot of investment in that strike force, and especially on 3 strikes as well. We haven't seen that too often in any teams or any drafts we've seen.
Wolves don't score a lot of goals, so you're going to be getting 1 or 2 goals maximum out of Raul Jimenez. Danny Ings, he does score a bit, but again, it's a similar story. I think you might want to look at the 9s to 9.5s, like the Martials and Werners kind of world.
Yeah, he's kind of not gone with the top high-end premium strikers that may get 20 goals a season. So it's a risk he's taken to back that his 3 players are going to get more points than 2 premium strikers.
Yep. So that is the teams that we've rated today. If you want your team to be rated, message us over on Twitter and we'll be sure to add you into the video.
Yeah, make sure you comment, let us know what you think of this video. We can definitely turn this into some sort of series. So who knows, let us know. Twitter, TikTok, we'll leave links to all of our social medias in the description.
Yeah, so that's been all for today. We hope you've enjoyed it. My name's been Josh.
I'm Ben.
And we'll catch you next time.
Bye.